All right, we are outside with the Rebelcon, and before we go crawling, there's a few things we need to change. So let's do that. What am I referring to? The ESC. This is the 60 amp hobby wing, and we need to change it into LiPo mode, which it shows you right there how to do it. We move this little jumper from here to here. And then the other one is that I want drag brake, I want instant reverse, so we remove the other jumper. There we go. Now she is ready to crawl. We're gonna plug it in. You probably can't hear it, but it just booted. And then, you know how I was telling you that with magnetic body mounts, if you roll down a hill, that, you know, the body can come up and cause problems. Hey, this little thumb screw that they provided goes in right there. And you know what this does? It prevents the body from coming up if you roll down a hill. So, hey, how about that? Cool, we're ready to go, and the first thing we'll do is a speed test. This is a 2-speed rig. We changed from first gear to second gear by blipping this channel 3 button. We got channel 4 right here, which is headlights all the way, turns on. In the middle position, it gives us this absolutely awesome blinking constantly. We don't need headlights right now, but that's actually one of the things that I'm very stoked about this rig. And then we have our unlockable diffs on top right here, channel 3, channel 4, or channel 5, channel 6, and each diff is independently controlled. So I believe we are in first gear. Let's check out the low speed first. It's tractable. I believe this is first gear. Let's take a look. Yeah, this seems like first gear. I got the EPA at 100%. Oh, boink, hitting my tree. Now let's try second gear. Well, let's get back first, and then we'll try second gear. Shift without a load. Hey, nice and fast. Probably faster than it needs. And this does have a 21 turn 550 in it. So you could go slower, in my opinion. You know, that's maybe a little fast. I don't know. I kind of like fast rigs. So let's see if the diffs are locked. They're not locked. I'm going to lock one of them. We'll see which one locks. That would be the rear, and that means channel 5 is the front. A little touchy in reverse, a little touchy in forwards, but this is just a normal old hobby wing. There is no expo on this controller. We can change the controller to have a little bit better low speed control by adjusting the EPA, the endpoints on there. All right, we'll try once more. I need to come at a little bit different angle. Make sure that I'm not getting into the dirt down here, because we are kind of starting to eat out the dirt below these rocks. There, oh, almost had it. Just a, oh, instant reverse didn't save me that time. I'll try again. Yeah, you can see where the tire's just wallowing out right there where my front is. All right, so it's a little moist out here today. These tires aren't quite hooking, and they are a little small, possibly, for what I'm trying to do. But a little wheel speed, we get on by. You can see how muddy that rear tire is now from just spinning. And I haven't cleaned the mold release off of these yet. So we're just gonna see how they do stock. They make good noise. Come on, baby. Hook, hook. Woo, woo. Oh yeah, I think I may have plugged it in, and let's see. Do we have drag brake right now? Okay, we do have drag brake. I was gonna say, if you don't power cycle it after changing those jumpers, it doesn't give you the changes, I don't think. There we go. Hook. She's trying to hook. The tread depth on this isn't super deep. Maybe a little wheel speed will help. We'll take the other direction then. Oh, we have turn signals on the back. Very nice. Oh no. All right, we'll try again. We'll try once more. Gonna make that climb. Really good steering radius on this, I must say. The only thing so far that I could really complain about would be that the tires aren't hooking yet, but again, I didn't even try to clean them. I just came straight out of the box. And the thing is touchy. But I'm a motor snob, and all I do is mostly drive rigs with extremely good low-speed control, so you should take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Ooh, and if we unlock our rear, there we go. It lets the suspension go down, and then, oh, where am I hanging up? Am I hanging up on the slider? It's not a problem with traction. I'm just hanging up on the slider. Oh. Did I forget to lock that rear back? Yeah, that would help. You know, rock crawlers, they tend to rock crawl better when we have locked diffs front and rear. All right, I'm gonna watch this from this different angle so that I can see what's going on a little better. There we go. Hey, how about that? If I'm not hanging up on the slider, it's not so bad. No, I don't think that this ESC has active freewheeling. Nope, it does not. So if you wanted to get better control in a descent, you could switch out to like a Hobbywing 1080 on a budget, or you could go up to a BRXL for a US made, more powerful, more drag brake model of vehicle. All right, let's see if I can get myself out of this one. Yeah, I got out of it. All right, as a very scale rig, this one is slightly top heavy. I mean, we've got all these scale accessories, all the lights. I do have to remember that on my TRX4, even with the big body, I definitely took all of those scale accessories off. And this tire is too small, or maybe we lost a little helper rock right there. So let's give her a fighting chance. Hey. Yep, fighting chance to slip off the backside and get caught on the other part of the rock that's too tall. Better turn your blinkers on. Let everybody know where you're going. So I will say overall, the handling on this is pretty predictable. It is a little bit top heavy. I did notice that the rear mounts for our body are made of steel inside there. So that's a little bit of a considerable amount of weight. Maybe somebody will make an aftermarket mount that is aluminum and shed some grams in a place that would help get that center of gravity lower. You could also add steel 4-link suspension to this guy. So replace the aluminum links, which nothing wrong with these. Replace it with steel. That would help lower the center of gravity as well. Someplace like Hardcore RC, you could just measure your links, get some replacements from them. Easy peasy. There we go. For a ready to run though, this thing has really nice suspension. Like I said before, this one is more or less a rebrand. I'm not sure who the actual OEM is, but it has been released by Abysma before in a slightly different material and trim kit, not as high quality. Come on. Boy, I'm widening her up. If it's gonna break apart, this will be the place. There we go. But as far as ready to runs on the market, especially at this price point, she's doing extremely well. I'm gonna unlock my rear diff here so that hopefully it'll unload when I come around this edge and won't flip on me. And let's see, is it gonna do what I'm hoping? Yeah, that unlocked rear diff didn't help. I'm going to try to reverse into this bind, or maybe go forwards into it and see if I can get underneath myself. Hey, come on, diff. There we go. Well, as far as borrowing this thing, I don't think I'd be returning it in a very good condition. Come on. Maybe if I unlock the front diff this time. Aha. And then relock, of course. Ooh. Just drive it like you stole it. Ha! I do like that the diffs are individually lockable and unlockable. That is kind of a nice feature. Let's see if I can remember which one is which. There we go. We'll unlock the front. Now we need to relock the front. I have not commented on the steering servo yet, and it is actually doing a really good job. I think it's only a 23 kilogram or something like that. I'll have to look at the first video or check it out online. But it's doing a very good job. And of course the tires are not extremely tall. The rig is not extremely heavy. But it is doing what I'm asking it to do. And we're definitely getting into the leaves here. There we are. I can already tell that the tires are breaking in. Very quick break in, that's a good sign. Getting that mold release off of them. And I'm getting hung up on every single rock that I can. Just for y'all. Yeah, that's right. Let's see if it'll take this off camber here. It is a little top heavy in the rear. Whoa. All right, if I unlock the front, I think this is the front. There we go. Hey, look at that. Bam. Oh, almost had it. Almost had it. So close. Once these tires break in, I think it'll take that. It'll take that line. It's not, if it's not rubbing, it's not racing, right? Well, we're rubbing the front fender just a little bit at full lock. It comes with the EPAs at 75% out of the box, and I think that's pretty good. We could get a teeny bit more steering if we change our EPAs, but it rubs. Oh, falling into a hole. That's a big hole for this little rig. Let's see if we can get out of it. I should probably unlock the rear diff so it doesn't push us. Uh-oh, I'm getting, oh, nope, nope. I'm not gonna get out of this one easily. This is the point where you'd have to get winched out by a buddy in a full size. Yep. Nope. All right, got a hand of God here, but this is a really fun rig. We're just gonna pretend that we lined up properly and went down this way. Whee! Can't see any of the holes with all the leaves on top. So I'm kind of going blind here. All right, here's a good torque twist test, it looks like. Get that rear bound up. Overall, I haven't noticed much torque twist with this thing, which considering the high body with the high body weight, yeah, just high centering this everywhere I'm going, not paying attention to where I'm driving. Let's take this line as if it doesn't have portals. There we go. That's much nicer. Paying attention while you drive. Who would have thunk? Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I was looking elsewhere. There we go. Completely bound down to the front. Now we're seeing torque twist. That front tire isn't moving a bit though. And hitting the slipper clutch some. Yep. We can get around it. We can get around it. And then we get to go through this awesome scale chair section. Yes. So overall, I am actually quite pleased with this rig. We have really good turning radius, which I normally don't talk about. You know, that's our locked. Here's our unlocked turning radius. Nice and straight out of the box. The 2-speed, which I've talked about 2 speeds in the past, not liking them. I'm really starting to like them more. Not that we really need more wheel speed than that to crawl with, but the rig looks good. It's got all the upgrades that you would expect with Jeff Johns' helm. It has great plastics from what I can tell so far. It has hardened drive lines, good steel on those, plastic gears in the transmission, but metal where it needs to be. And what I would want to know long term is what sort of replacement parts are we going to get from Rebel RC. Most notably, I would say ring and pinion gears, and also the outer shafts inside the axles. Possibly replacement axle housings, but if you wanted to get replacement axle housings, you could also just get replacement axles and throw whatever you wanted to underneath the rig. But since this has locking and unlocking diffs, I would say you should probably stick with the same ones. Otherwise, there's really not much for me to complain about. I was quite impressed with how it crawls. It is sort of a chunky rig. If I was going to do anything to it, what would I do? I'd probably change the electronics, let's be honest. I'm going to put a beefier servo on there. I'm going to put a BRXL controller so that I get better low speed control, better drag brake. Also that freewheeling mode or on throttle drag or active drag, whatever you want to call it. I'd want that. And honestly, I'd probably go with a little bit slower of a motor, because even in first gear, this is a little fast for my liking. Now, having said that, a slower motor doesn't necessarily mean a different turn count, because I'm almost positive that something like a 21 turn Trailmaster Sport is going to be slower than this 21 turn Trailmaster 550, because I noticed there's no flux ring on the motor, and in general I have noticed that my motors are a lot slower for the same turn count than other brands. And the reason why that is because we do have proper flux path on the back. We also use stronger magnets, and we have better brushes, and all that leads to actually a slower motor for the same turn count, which is more efficient, produces more torque, has better drag brake. You've heard me have the spiel on many of the other videos, but I would want a slower motor than what is in this. This would get us better low speed control, better torque, and combined with a better ESC, we would have better drag brake. And I'd probably go for something that's 5-slot if I'm going to be honest with myself. So something like a 13 or a 12 turn Crawlmaster 550 combined with all of that. That's what I would do. But in the meantime, I'm just going to crawl this guy like it is. Maybe gear it down. I didn't look to see if we can gear it down anymore, but that would probably help, especially with a stock motor that's maybe a little quick. It unloads a little bit, and it's a little twitchy when combined with the 60 amp ESC from Hobbywing. But that would be a very minimal change, a very low cost change, just a smaller pinion, and be off to the races. So this has been quite a fun rig though, surprised me. There's a lot of rigs out in the market today that you can buy, and for a new or rather unknown rig to come out like this, maybe on par with the TRX-4, although long term we don't know how stout it's going to be. Maybe along the same lines of the SCX-10 and the SCX-10 III. As far as capability, maybe a little bit less because of the high body, the high center of gravity on the body. But as far as how it crawls, even with these stock tires, it was doing really well. So overall, I'm probably going to ask Jeff Johns if I can keep this rig, if that tells you anything about it. That's yeah, or you just go have some fun. So I do thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions about the rig, feel free to leave them down below. I'll do my best to get to them. As always, thanks for tuning in. Have a good day. Follow-up temp test. Motor's a little warm, as we'd expect from getting bound down like that. ESC, she's a little toasty. Again, it's kind of a fast motor for the setup, so I am not surprised by that. If we put a slower motor in, whether it's just higher quality or whether it is actually a slower turn count, that would help both of the ESC and the motor. Like I have said before, if we have a 10% reduction in speed, then we have a 21% reduction in heat on our systems. Servo is nice and cold. There's a little bit of warmth to it, but not so bad. Overall, it did well. This did very well. And I wouldn't expect anything less from something that Jeff Johns has his hands in. So, excellent. Oh, thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good one.